Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I want to talk about General Jack Keene. You know the guy I'm talking about. He's on Fox News almost nightly or talking with one of the talking heads or the pundits on there about all the dangers facing the United States around the world. Is he a dangerous man? He could be. He is, as far as a soldier, he is the real deal. This guy, he served in Vietnam War as a Ranger paratrooper. I mean, I think that's pretty badass. He's not spent his military life behind a desk. This guy has seen some things and done some things, and for that, I have the utmost respect for him, as I do all our veterans. But after digging into it, I feel like after this, my respect from that point forward has to maybe start to diminish a little, and I'll explain why. But there's something interesting here that I caught. In 1991, evidently Keene was standing beside General Davis Petraeus during a live fire exercise, and according to Keene, I guess Petraeus caught some friendly fire in the back and said he had a hole about the size of a quarter in his back and is gushing with blood, and he helped stop it from bleeding and got him on a helicopter and got him to a surgeon. And he has served from being a soldier in Vietnam and then coming back and serving in Somalia and other places. He has worked his way up the ranks and become a four-star general, but along the way, he has served as an informal advisor to presidents and other senior officials. He's been on a lot of advisory boards, and he was evidently one of the lead architects of when President Bush was doing the Iraqi thing in designing the surge. And then I see where he was approached by Vice President Cheney. When you say the word Cheney, then, kind of the hair goes up on the back of your neck. Anyway, he wanted him to go back on active duty and actually lead the surge in the field, but he declined. But he was a big influence and one of the architects of that campaign. He also was offered, and I didn't know this, but in November 2016, Stanley McChrystal declined the post of Secretary of State. He was offered an appointment to be Secretary of State. He declined, citing the death of his wife months earlier, which you could certainly understand. And then after Jim Mattis resigned in 2018, Trump again offered him the job, and he again declined. Keene is considered an influential voice to leaders from both major political parties, including Donald Trump, particularly on foreign issues related to the Middle East. Now, this is where I start having a problem. I'm not saying personally he is a dangerous man. I'm saying his rhetoric and what he's presenting to millions of people a week, because he's on Fox News a lot. Now, I guess he's probably on other networks. I think Fox Business, not sure of any other shows. And his rhetoric is always danger. We've got danger from every point of Earth. We have danger. The United States is in danger, and we've got to beef up military, and we've got to be tough. We've got to take these tough stances. And Fox News has a bio page on all their contributors. I don't know how much he's paid by Fox News, but I suspect with his frequent appearances, I suspect he's paid quite a hefty amount. Not as much as probably a pundit, one of their regular broadcasters, but I mean, he gets a respectful amount of pay from Fox News. On their bio page, they mentioned that he is the chairman of the Institute for the Study of War. I think that's a think tank. I'm hoping that if General Keene and them can figure out, since he heads up the Institute for the Study of War, when they figure out what war is, can they help us develop a vaccine maybe for it? And that's all they say about him, other than, he's a four-star general and he heads up that institute. But they leave out some very important things. And it's not hard to find. The information is not hard to find. And I don't know why they would not have that in there. You would think they would want a full, detailed bio on their contributors. Because this guy bends the ears of a lot of people and a lot of influential people. Donald Trump listens to this guy. He does. He listens to this guy. But the things that's being left out is that since leaving the military, I think he maybe got out in 2003, retired somewhere around there. He's had a very active civilian life. and a lot of it's been associated with business. So you may see where I'm going with this. General Keene serves as the chairman of AM General. That's the firm that builds the Humvee. He is the chairman. And I think in the hierarchy of a corporation, that's about as high as you can get. Before that, he was a former director of defense giant, and we do mean defense giant, General Dynamics. This is one of the big boys. They're with Boeing and Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, those guys. He served on their board, and he was a strategic advisor for Academia, I guess is how they pronounce it, ACADEMI, Academia, which is basically it's Blackwater renamed. I think Blackwater, the Eric Prince thing got a kind of tarnished reputation, so they kind of rebranded, and he was an advisor for them, and I would suspect he's probably a paid advisor for them. So we know that since he's been a civilian, he's been on the board of directors of defense giant General Dynamics, who makes all kinds of military weapons, and he's currently with AM General. And I pulled up this article, and by no means, I am not a big fan of the Daily Beast, but it's since October 2016, Keene has served as executive chairman of AM General, the military vehicle manufacturer that makes Humvees, as liberal watchdog Media Matters for America reported Tuesday. AM General received a $459 million contract in 2017 to provide more than 2,000 Humvees to Afghanistan through 2023, through last year. That's a 459, almost a $500 million contract for a firm that he is the chairman of, to build Humvees for Afghanistan. Do you want to take a bet on what his positions were on our involvement in Afghanistan? I bet you can guess. Do you think he was calling for us to pull out of that endless war that was just no way to win? I mean, they kicked Russia's ass, so what made us think they wouldn't kick our ass? And they did. We pulled out. I think we should have been out of Afghanistan a long time ago, but we pulled out. Pulled out in a bad way, but I mean, I think it could have been a smarter way to pull out, and really wasn't organized, but at some point we need to get out of there. But if you'll go back and just Google his name and go back and look at some of the Fox News clips all through these years, it's like, we've got to stay at Afghanistan. We've got to beef it up. If we pull out, we're just making the world a more dangerous place. So he was definitely for staying in Afghanistan. Now, is he sincere? I mean, from a military standpoint, does he really, as a general, does he really feel that it's necessary for us to stay in Afghanistan forever? But if we're in Afghanistan and there's war going on, I would suspect that from time to time you're going to have to replace some Humvees, just for wear and tear. And certainly when one gets blown up, military probably needs to order another one. So I would think that's a good thing for AM General. So my point is, and I'll just rambling and get around, my point is, why are we not told that this guy, who has a large audience every night in this nation, a large audience, because Fox is, especially if you lean to the right, Fox is a big source of information for people. Now I'm gonna be honest right now, I don't like any of the mainstream media. I left Fox when Tucker was fired or whatever. But even before that, I knew that there was some BS on there. But it's certainly after they got rid of Tucker, and I don't know how you feel about Tucker, but like all of us, he's got his faults, but I think he does do some good reporting. What I was saying, I don't really trust any of the news media. CNN, MSNBC, even worse. But Fox now is propaganda on there also. So I don't understand why they wouldn't put a disclaimer up, and it'd be easy. General Keene is giving his opinion, but we just want to let you know that he does have he does benefit from war, and he does benefit from war, and he benefits from a large defense industry and he benefits from a large military budget. Those things need to be known when people are looking at this guy. President Trump gave him the Medal of Freedom 2020. And also, I will make another disclaimer here. I respect all vets. My father was a Marine who fought in World War II in the Pacific Theater. My brother fought in Vietnam. I have utmost respect for vets, so please don't take it that I'm. And this guy here, what he did in Vietnam, he was a true soldier. There's no doubt. He was a true soldier. I don't know what happened since then. I don't know if he felt that way about war then. I know a lot of people come back from the Vietnam War that they were tired of war. But it could be this guy it could be a warmonger. It appears to be. It's kind of like the guy with a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So it's something that we need to keep in mind when we're looking at these pundits, at these experts that are brought on to give their expert opinions on anything, but especially on military matters. Now, getting back to why I'm saying he's dangerous, not per se, but what he's saying is dangerous because I feel like a lot of the things he's saying is not true. I don't think we're facing threats. I think here's an article from the Cipher Brief. This is something he did back in 2016. I guess he did an interview there. And let me see here. Here he was talking, he's asked in terms of the national security threats, as you discussed, what do you think are the biggest threats facing the Trump administration? And here he goes. The United States is facing global security challenges on a scale we have not seen since the end of World War II and the rise of the Soviet Union. Three revisionist powers, Russia, Iran, and China, does that sound familiar, are all seeking some form of regional domination and are all succeeding to a varying degree. Well, right there with that statement, are all seeking some form of regional domination. So that leads me to believe that he thinks the United States should have complete control of the planet, that no other country should have any regional influence. China shouldn't be able to have any influence in their neck of the woods. Russia shouldn't have any influence in their neck of the woods. But the United States should be able to go around the world and through either just brute force or CIA covert operations or whatever, do what they want to do. But that's okay. They're the United States. And when I talk about the United States, I'm talking about the government. I'm not talking about the millions of fine people that I'm, proud to call my fellow Americans. We're not the ones causing the problems. It's these people, these elites in Washington that's causing the problems. And that's what I'm doing with my little videos. I'm trying to bring these things to light. So, and it's something that I kind of woke up and realized if I wanted the truth, I had to work a little bit for it. And so I'm just trying to convey that to you. We've got to work a little bit for the truth and to get a real picture of what's going on out there. Things are not always as they seem. There's always danger in the world. Of course they are. But there's not danger to the level that we're being led to believe. These other powers, Russia and China, Iran, especially with Russia and China, I guarantee you that we could be on a trading relationship with them. It wouldn't have to be adversarial. We could trade. We could be trading partners. I mean, Russia's got massive natural resources. China's got massive manufacturing capacity, even though I think we need a lot of manufacturing here too, especially for vital issues, vital things like pharmaceuticals, chips, those type of things. And that's something for another video. So I'm going to stop rambling because I'm really getting off on some tangents here. But I hope y'all see where I'm coming from. If you get anything in this video, just when we see these people on television giving these opinions and telling us what they are trying to tell us for a fact is going to happen if we don't do something, dig a little deeper and see where are they coming from. Is it purely from a patriotic standpoint? Is there something else that could be kind of swaying their opinion? Like with General Jack Keene, he makes a lot of money from the defense industry, a lot of money. And what does the defense industry need? It needs conflict. So that's what I got to say on this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, let me know if you disagree, as always. And if you want to fact check me, I got, and I'm going to pin some sources, but I dig up stuff where I can find it, and sometimes it's kind of hard. But if you find other sources with information, even if it, conflicts my information, let me know, because I'll be the first to do a video and say I was wrong. So hope you enjoyed it, and see you on the next one. Thanks.